welcome to this launch of the two candidates for the Irish Republican Socialist Party to the Derry City Council. I've been asked to provide some kind of initial introductory information about where the IRSP comes from in relation to this decision to become involved in local government elections. The IRSP, of course, is not exactly noted for its concern for the Derry City Council, or indeed for any other councils for that matter. But it was important, at least the IRSP felt it important, and I obviously agree with them, that this was an opportunity to deal with the issues that emerge, that working class people are concerned about, particularly at this time where services are being cut and the economy is constantly being, the state of the economy is constantly being blamed on the Labour Party by the Tory alliance in Westminster. We don't really concern ourselves with that as an issue, although the effects of it, of course, are manifest and are felt by ordinary working class people everywhere, particularly in this time. And so I want to kind of just draw you a little picture, if you like, of what the IRSP is and where it comes from. And I have, for all of the thousands of people who claim that they were founder members of the IRSP, and there's not a mere few in this town who say that all the time, but I can guarantee you that there are at least a number of founder members of the IRSP, and I include myself as one of them. Tommy McCourt is another. I really can't see any others who were at the founding meeting of the IRSP in Lucan on the 7th of November 1974. And that's a rather long time ago. And the IRSP has been in existence really for all of that time. 30 years? 31 years in existence as a revolutionary organisation attempting to put forward political ideas which meet the needs of ordinary working class people. And when Seamus Costello brought us together in Lucan, which is just outside Dublin, we never really thought for a second that we would still be going in 31 years' time. Most of us at that meeting probably felt that we would either be shot, would either be killed, or certainly imprisoned, and certainly put out of business for a long period of time. And of course that didn't happen, because the IRSP is here now, trying to organise these council elections, trying to bring the political programme of the IRSP to the local community, to deal with the kinds of problems, to address the problems that people are facing: shortage of housing, problems of unemployment, problems of extreme poverty in many cases. And it is always attempted to deal with those things in an honest and forthright way. And I know that many people will say, many old comrades, certainly old volunteers, if I can use that word, would say, well, what's the point in taking part in elections? Look what Sinn Féin have done. Look how they've benefited from it, and how can we benefit from it? The whole point, of course, is not to benefit from it at all. The whole point is to try and expose the hypocrisy of the reformist political parties that sit in these councils, the length and breadth of the country. And it's that kind of thing that we need to address and expose, because we have never made anything out of it. We don't have second homes in Donegal or in Spain. We don't run around in very expensive cars, and never did. We didn't benefit financially or materially in any way at all as a result of our involvement in the movement. And if you're just a little concerned about the shake in my right arm, it's got nothing to do with whiskey. or indeed the lack of it. That comes later. What I want to kind of point out is there are a number of issues that you may want to consider when you're addressing these questions. Is what about our past attitude to elections? Now, the founding father, if you like, and I'm sure he probably wouldn't be embarrassed with the use of that word, the founding father of IRSP, Seamus Costello, was an elected representative of Wicklow County Council and had been for many years. But he didn't passively go into council meetings and simply put his hand up in either to vote for or against issues. He fought them day and night, both in the council chambers and elsewhere. And he was also an active member of the Bray Trades Council. Tommy McCourt, who knew him just as well as I did and worked with him in Bray, would probably attest to this. He worked day and night for ordinary working class people, at the same time as trying to build a political alternative to the reformist parties and reactionary parties in the south, and the reformist, the reactionary parties in the north. As well as doing that, he was also trying to build a military alternative as well, which would engage with the forces of occupation in the north, and that's how Seamus came about. We also had Bridget Mikowski, a founding member of the party, who was elected a town commissioner in Shannon. Shawnee Flynn from Belfast, who was elected a councillor in the city council in Belfast. Jerry Kelly was another one, not the Jerry Kelly you're thinking of, connected with Sinn Féin, but another Jerry Kelly in Belfast. And of course, our own Mickey Montgomery, who wasn't elected as an IRSP member, but was elected as a Republican Club's member, who then joined the IRSP before he died. So we do have a tradition of involvement in elections, and the importance of elections was stated very clearly in the founding document of the IRSP. And I just want to read out a very brief period of the piece from this document. It's contained in the back part of this. And it says, it was the third point about the reasons why, there are 4 reasons why we should get involved in elections. And he says, and it was the reasons why we left the official Republican movement in 1974. Some were kicked out, of course. Seamus was kicked out as well. It says, the decision of the Ard Comhairle, that was the official Sinn Féin Ard Comhairle, to contest the 6th County Assembly elections when it was perfectly obvious that the elections were clearly designed to re-establish a British-controlled puppet parliament for the 6 counties. In our view, this particular decision was indicative of the reformist counter-revolutionary attitudes which prevailed at our Comhairle level in Sinn Féin Gardiner Place. Sinn Féin Gardiner Place, of course, was officially before the split with Provost. So we have a fairly solid attitude to elections, and it's now been brought to get to Derry in the shape of Martin on my right and Lucy on the left, who are going to fight this election and bring some of these issues to the fore. The whole point about elections is that they shouldn't be used as an attempt simply to get ourselves into local government, to sit in the city council, to put your hand up every time something emerges that you may or may not agree with. The whole point about using city councils is to expose the people who have bled this city dry and deal with the problems that they refuse to deal with the rundown of community services. They aren't really supporting the protests against the